Are you gonna intro
I will.
me
I'm
that
going to.
way?
I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out how to do it like a normal person.
Like a normal person.
Maybe this is the intro. Maybe we're in the intro right now. Maybe it's been going on for 7 seconds.
Oh.
So Brad, you are our resident Pokemon liker here
Yes.
in the office.
Yeah, I'm the
You-
only person here who likes Pokemon.
That's not true. Look at my
It
shirt.
is true.
Look at that shirt.
It's ironic. You
It's
hate
not
Pokemon.
ironic. I like Pokemon. I
Did you
like
beat
something.
XY?
No, because that game was bad. But I do like Pokemon. I like Pokemon.
Gen 1er.
Okay.
Okay,
I love that there is an elitism that is formed between like people who like Pokemon after the first 151 and the. Well, actually.
No, the elitism is the other way around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
You guys are the ones being
You
elitist.
flipped it on its head though. You don't like people who don't like the new Pokemon.
Well, there's a pejorative towards people who like the first one. There isn't one the other way around. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also elitist. I don't know. I like that garbage Pokemon. I don't. People
yeah,
talk so
he's
much
pretty
shit
great.
about. Anyways, that's not
Yeah.
why we're here.
Okay.
We're here to talk about
Start the
the
timer.
announcement of Pokemon
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire?
Alpha Sapphire sounds right to me. Yeah.
Okay, so so we were basically, you would think that I would have nothing to say about this game, considering it's
because
just a box art.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that they made a teaser trailer that is 30 seconds long, and literally the only thing you see is the box.
So I think the reason they did that was because
Yeah.
they had their shareholder meeting or like their losses report or something like yesterday
same
or
day.
a couple days ago, and it seems like E3-ish news, but I think they wanted to put it on a slideshow, so they just announced it.
So they were like, and slide 1, it's been a great year for Nintendo. Slide 2, we lost $450 million. Slide 3, new Pokemon game, like hoping that people
Yeah.
wouldn't notice.
Yeah. So basically, here's what I noticed about just the box art. So in the box art, you can see that Groudon, I think his name, and Kyogre
Yeah.
have different markings and patterns, and it seems to be a different mega evolution.
Right.
They might be able to add new Pokemon now, which they've never done before.
In the remakes.
Within generations.
Like Fire Red, Leaf Green didn't have any new Pokemon,
yeah.
and
when they do, it's like
Sparkle and
one
Soul Silver.
new like token form change thing. But they might add like 100 or who knows how many, because it was a little short on Mega Evolutions for X and Y.
You think they do that many Mega Evolutions? 'Cause
Probably
they-
not 100, maybe like 50 or.
That would still be
25.
pretty nuts, I feel like. Well, another thing that was interesting is that in Nintendo's super duper short press release, they said that it's a new adventure in a new world,
Yeah.
which seems to imply potentially that
Yeah.
this is going to be something I've wanted them to do for a
Yeah.
while, which is to take a older generation of Pokemon and change everything but the core group of Pokemon. Like, I think that would be dope.
So I think that New World, I mean, like, it's weird because, yeah, it seems like it's it would have to be set in Hoenn. I mean, that's what it just seems like, because it's called Ruby and Sapphire and it has.
Right.
But they kind of did that with Pokemon Gold and Silver. They had like an updated version of Kanto. Once
Oh,
you
right,
beat
like
the
a whole
game.
other region? Islands, was it, or something?
No. It was, so once you beat the second Pokemon game, you can then pass through a waterfall and go back to the first Pokemon game. And it's like 2 years later, so Misty is a little bit older, and
Weird.
the volcanic island has exploded. Like the actual geography is different, so you might be able to call that a new world. And also, they have to when they moved X and Y's engine to a shitty Game Boy Advance game, they would have to make it look different. Like they'd have to change the layout of everything.
A re-rendering of the Hoenn region in 3D is a selling point for enough people.
Yeah, the interface design in Pokemon has always been really bad, and it would be great if they could fix that.
That's all I want.
So,
seriously.
one
the
thing,
menus are horrible.
So I'm sort of imagining what might be different about this generation.
Yeah.
Post the launch of the first game, because the generation of a Pokemon game's generation cycle is like different. It's like the launch, and then it's usually a remake, and then it's usually a Pokemon Z or whatever.
Right.
And sometimes I think that's it. So it's usually a generation is 3 games long, but then between them they usually have events like they'll release like an event Pokemon every 2 or 3 months, and it kind of sometimes changes the metagame. Or the third version will usually have a move tutor who can, and it expands all the Pokemon's movesets. So now like the metagame is dramatically changed,
Sure.
stuff like that. But I'm wondering, because this game came out a year after the first one, if this generation is either shorter or if it's going to have more games in it, or because like part of the reason they wouldn't want to constantly change the add new generations is because they don't want you to have to move your Pokemon around. The Pokemon box lets you keep them all in the cloud.
Yeah.
And then you could
It solves that problem for them. How do you feel about the Hoenn generation compared to other Pokemon ones? Where does it rank for you?
I think it's the absolute worst.
Really?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think it's the best because it's the first one they played. Like a lot of people who are like 20 or so now think it's the best, but like it feels more fantasy. Like Pokemon games are, what's really appealing about them is that they're set in like a suburban present, and that game feels like more high fantasy, and also the plot is kind of boring, and I don't know. I know a lot of people like it. It's personally my least favorite. I just like don't like. I don't like the map. I don't like any of the towns. I don't particularly have a. I mean.
Is there a Pokemon you like from third
Yeah,
gen?
my favorite Pokemon is Slacking, which is from Gen 3, and another really cool one is Metagross. I mean, I just don't like the world, the actual map,
Sure.
and the story and the characters.
Well, I mean, it's
except for that little boy with a disease, he's cool.
Tell me that story if you can really quickly.
Your rival in that game is a little boy with a disease.
Okay, so
And then your other rival is like a CEO.
Neat.
Yeah, that part's neat, but like the teams I think were really dumb. Like one wanted to lower the ocean, one wanted to raise the ocean, and it wasn't really clear why. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, maybe this is their opportunity to show us that the remakes aren't just filthy, lazy cash grabs, and they can actually change the narrative and change stuff other than the graphics. Because like that to me is not enough anymore. I don't want to play like I loved Ruby and Sapphire. Or sorry, I liked Ruby and Sapphire. I love Fire Red and Leaf Green as games. I think they might be my favorite 2 Pokemon games today. But I don't think I want a third remake of Gen 1.
Well, you know, it's funny, people keep saying the remakes, but there was no remake last generation. And also, so one of the things that's interesting is that since X and Y, they've stated in like press releases that they're making a conscious effort to improve the story. And I don't think you've finished a Pokemon game since then, but they have much better stories now. And the story
I gave X and Y 30 hours of my life, and the story didn't hook me.
How far did you get? Did you get to the ending of the plot?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the stories are really good now, and I don't want to spoil it, but they're much more well written, and they go somewhere. And
maybe all the good writing is in the half I didn't play, because the NPC dialogue was garby.
Okay.
Garbage from the butt. But that's just me. I think I don't know.
It's not really relevant. I guess anyway. What I'm saying is, are they going to rewrite the story to like match the new standard they have, or are they just going to like keep the same really? Because the story is like
what have
the
they
worst
done in
part
the past remakes? What
They
are they doing like Heart Gold, Soul
They
Silver?
did change the story in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They made the characters make a little more sense. They gave like Silver a better backstory using like Celebi. You can like see his dad beating him and stuff. Like they added a lot. They did like improve the stories in both Fire Red.
Cool.
But like with minor tweaks. But the story I just think is so bad in Ruby and Sapphire.
Look, if it doesn't have that NPC from the first games who likes shorts because they're comfy and easy to wear, then I will not play it. That is my law. That is my Pokemon policy.
Okay.
Just gotta lay it out real clearly.
All right.
Maybe he's in it. We don't know. They made a shorts joke in X and Y.
Yeah.
So maybe that's their loophole. Just get me to play another fucking Pokemon remake.
You don't have to play it.
I know. I might do it anyway.
Yeah.